Hello everyone, this is Peter J. Cruz from LeadTrafficStorm.com talking to you today. Going to continue my little series I had started my last blog with autoresponders. This one here, this tool is an essential tool as well, and you can outsource this or you can create your own if you've got a web editor. And this tool is going to be called the squeeze page or capture page or lead page. There's like about 50 different names for it. Basically, what this page does is it gives the prospect, whoever comes to your website, gives them some information. It'll also I give them an offer, basically a bribe or whatever you want to, whatever you want to call it. You're going to offer your prospect something in return for their information, because they're usually not going to give you their email or name or phone number or whatever willingly without something in return. So what you want to do is you want to over-deliver and provide an offer that's going to offer them a lot of value. Maybe show them how to generate leads or give them a boot camp on how to become magnetic and start attracting prospects to them, that sort of thing. So there are tons of different methods to or offers you can put out there. So they're all over the place. But basically what a capture page will be is just a real simple, to the point, no BS. It's just going to have highlights of the offer, maybe explain the offer in some in-depth. Might have a video on the page, might not. I've seen both. Don't really, it's entirely up to you. And then, of course, the fields on the page that will offer the prospect some place to put their name, phone number, email address. Name and email address are the most key. Only because, that's how you're going to keep in touch with them. Because the information from your capture page then gets transmitted to your autoresponder, which we covered in our last blog. And as you remember, the autoresponder is going to basically then offer them on a time-delivered schedule messages that you've already programmed into your autoresponder to offer them training to build a relationship with your prospect, to build value, add value to what you say, to what they can do. Teach them various things or whatever to help improve their ability to market as well, if that's what your offer is going to be. So anyway, lead capture page, and you could outsource this. You can go to a website like elance.com and just put up an offer that you put up a post that you want to. That you're looking for someone to create a lead capture page for you. Give them specifications. They'll probably need the form code from your autoresponder. Now, what you need to do for that is you go into whatever autoresponder you have, be it Aweber or iContact or One Shopping Cart or whoever. And when you actually create you'll create like a list setting or something. And on that, on your autoresponder, there should be a thing in there called form or something to that effect. Basically, on the form, you select what fields you want your capture page to have. So you'll select like name. Sometimes you can specify first name, last name, phone number, email address. That's absolutely required. You can't use an autoresponder without an email address, obviously. When you're done with that, it'll actually generate you some HTML code that you then copy and paste, and that's the HTML code you're going to put into your lead capture page. Now, whether you do it yourself using a program like NVU, N as in Nancy, V as in Victoria, U as an umbrella. That's a free one. If you've also got Microsoft Front Page or Web Expression or whatever they call it now, they've changed the name. Any of the web editors, the Adobe Dreamweaver. Those are all great programs you can use for this. Basically, you create your lead capture page the way you want it. Put your picture, your video on there or whatever, and then wherever you're going to put your fields for the prospect to put their information in, that's where you're going to actually then paste in your HTML code from your autoresponder. So then when someone fills that form out and hits submit, then that's going to download into your autoresponder, and you now have a new lead. Just a couple of quick points. Regardless of what autoresponder you use, I use Aweber, and that's what I recommend, which is probably I'll get into reasons for that maybe in another blog, or if you have a specific question, go ahead and ask me and I'll tell you why. But I'm real happy with Aweber. But the couple of things real quick to note, okay? You can put as many fields as you want on your capture page. You can put first name, last name, middle initial, email address, phone number, home phone, work phone. I mean, whatever you want to put, you can put on there. I mean, most of the autoresponders will have tons of fields you can pick from. But I'm going to tell you this. The more you ask for, in terms of more fields of information, the lower your opt-in rate's going to be. So for let's say for example you're doing like pay-per-click and you're paying for every click to your capture page, and let's say you put 6 or 7 fields on your capture page. Well, your percentage of people that are going to opt in and actually give you their information on your capture page is going to go down considerably. Okay, so you'll be paying for a lot of clicks before you actually get a true prospect that actually comes through and completes the whole form for you. But I will say this, the prospect that does opt in are really targeted. I mean, they are serious about wanting to do whatever it is that you're offering. They're really into it, and that's a really good prospect for you. So you could put in just first name, email address, only 2 fields. You'll get a lot more opt-ins, but the quality of your opt-ins will probably be lower. So you kind of have that to measure. I mean, if you're doing free advertising on some free classified website, or if you're doing from article marketing or something like that, or video marketing or some other free medium, then you could probably put in more fields to make it a little bit more targeted. But if you're doing something like pay-per-click, you might want to try to keep the fields down. But again, you could argue back and forth, and some of the experts might argue one way or the other. So whatever works for you is, and maybe even experiment and try it out. So, and there was another thing I was going to offer too. Oh yeah, the capture form, the part that actually where they put their information in. Keep this in mind. You want to keep it above the fold, as they say. Okay. In other words, when your prospect pulls your capture page up on their computer screen, you want your fields with whatever you're asking, email address, name, phone number, whatever. You want that above the bottom of the screen. In other words, if they have to scroll down their screen to find the information, to find where they put their info in, you've lost them. Okay. You want that information to be on, as soon as they pull it up on their screen, you want it on that front page. Now keep in mind, not everyone's got a 24-inch widescreen monitor. Not everyone's running, their Mac or their Windows computer or whatever at like 6,000 wide by 4,000, deep or whatever, I mean, a lot of people might still be running at 800 by 600. So when you create your capture pages, you might want to keep that kind of common denominator in mind and design your capture page so that your field, which you're requesting information for your prospect, you want those fields to be visible right away. This way, as soon as they get there, they say, okay, here's the offer. This looks really cool. Oh, this is where I put my information. Great. Okay, now they know what you need to do or what they need to do. Because I tell you what, a lot of times your prospects will come in and they'll be clueless. They'll just see a bunch of text on the screen, maybe a video or a picture, and they're like, oh, whatever, and they just go on to the next web page, or they go back to Google or whatever it is, that they had come from. So attention span on the internet is really short. So you need to put everything out there and make a really presentable website. I'm not talking about fancy pictures and songs and MIDI files or whatever. I mean, probably the simpler the better, honestly. Don't go crazy with all kinds of fancy pictures and stuff like that. You might want a video to introduce your prospect to you so they know who you are, that you're a real person, and highlight your offer real quick and offer them the video, your form information where they can put in their info so they can become a lead. And that's basically it I had. I mean, if you have any questions, shoot me an email or drop a comment down below, and I'll get back with you. And I think that's pretty much it. As far as creating the web pages on your own, I mean, you could go to my website and check out my capture pages. I'm with MLM Lead System Pro, so we've basically got a turnkey type system. The capture pages are essentially generated for us, so to speak. And we've got like 100,000 to pick from. So we can really pick what we want with different borders, colors, whichever. So makes it a lot easier. You don't have to spend a lot of time trying to generate your own capture pages. But that's just, another way you could go. If you want to do it on your own, certainly you can do that. I've done that. And it works quite well if you've got a good setup going. So anyway, that's all I have for today. I'll talk to you guys very soon. Have a great day and be amazing.